Good day, bearded adventurers. It is I, the Wizard of Fable Beard Company, and today we're talking about competition in the beard industry. Welcome back to another video. My name is Colin Gray from Fable Beard Company, where every beard has a story. If this is your first time to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well as liking the video and leaving a comment down in the comment section below because we love engaging with each and every one of you. Now, on to today's topic, and that is going to be competition in the beard industry. Now, let me start by saying first off, this video is going to be a little bit more of a rant. My personal feelings on commerce, competition, and things of that nature. The debate and or conversation was sparked by another YouTuber that I follow. He's up and comer. I'm sure you've heard of him. If you've not, you've been living under a rock, and that is Dancy Bearded. He has a live stream that he does every week, and we all kind of get in and engage really well with each other. And we were talking about commerce, competition in the beard industry, and just overall supply and demand when it comes to products and marketing. So I kind of wanted to go out and share my thoughts on this, specifically to the beard industry, because it does get talked about a lot back and forth. Further, I also want to point out that I'm not going to be bashing any sort of company. I'm not going to be speaking negatively towards one thing or another. This is just kind of my whole feel on competition itself. Let's start out with some statistics, okay? So roughly there are about 119 million men in America over the age of 21 at any given point. That's a lot of people, roughly half of the population of the United States. Further, a couple studies have been done here and there, but let's just go from like a stubble phase to like a long beard phase. Roughly 50% of those 119 million men have a beard of some point in their life. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means there's a lot of customers out there available to anybody owning a beard company. A lot of customers. So let's go a little bit further. There are about, some people would say that the beard oil industry is saturated. I kind of disagree with that. You know, are there a lot of companies out there? Sure. There's also a lot of companies out there for a lot of different markets and industry. Colognes, clothes, cars. Anywhere you go to buy a product, you're going to have competition and or a lot of competitors coming into the market space. So one thing is, you know, you want to make sure that when you're coming out with a product that you're either A, coming out with something different. Even if you're coming out with the same type of product, how are you going to market that in a different way from other people? And overall, your brand's story. You know, we all know that Nikes, Adidas, Skechers all sell shoes, but, you know, we all know that Nike focuses on athletic shoes. And why is that? Well, that's because of their marketing. Their shoe is no necessarily different than Skechers. Some may argue quality versus quantity. That's totally not even the point. The point is, it's shoes. We know they sell shoes. There's little differences between the two. One of them have a really low price point. The other ones have a really high price point. But is it worth it to that consumer? Well, obviously, they're making millions and millions of dollars a year. So, further on the point of beard companies, let's throw a number out there of 1,500 beard companies, relatively. There may be more, there may be a little less, but I think that's probably pretty accurate on a global scale, but we're only using numbers from the United States here as far as statistics are concerned. But let's go with 1,500 companies. If those 1,500 companies, and we split all of those 59.5 million men down across the board and gave everyone their equal fair share, you have a potential of around 40,000 customers apiece. Well, what does 40,000 customers apiece mean? Well, that would mean that if every one of those single people just bought one beard oil for the entire year, if you took an average price of $15 for a bottle of beard oil, you're looking at a revenue of about $600,000 a year. More than enough for everybody. There's success to be had everywhere. Now, that we got some of those statistics out of the way, let's talk about competition. Competition. So I'm going to shut everything down here. Focus. Competition is good. Competition forces growth. Competition forces people to think outside of the box and bring something different to the table. It is not a bad thing to have all of these different beard companies out there. What that means is there's just more for you as a consumer to choose from. That's awesome. You know, when we came out with Fable Beard Company, we knew that there was a lot of other beard oil companies out there. We did our market research. We knew what was true to us with gaming and storytelling and art. And we wanted to make sure that when we come out with a product, that we wanted our entire brand to feel different and to call to a certain demographic over from what we understood everyone else. Now, I will say, after we started Fable Beard Company, we found Heroes and Legends. Heroes and Legends is, from what I understand, an amazing company. I've never tried their products out. There's a lot of reviews on there, but they also have similar characters on their bottles. And, you know, I think that's totally fine. You know, they are doing their own thing. We're doing our own thing with the storytelling. And overall, I would say that as far as beard oil companies are concerned and our whole brand motive, they are the closest to us. But other than that, I don't know of any. Everybody has all of the scents. See, you know, when I get on these rants, my brain kind of goes, but I'm going to try to stay on track. All of these brands can develop essentially the same product, but just because you're developing the exact same product does not mean that the user experience is different. And that user experience can be valued basically by what the consumer is willing to pay for a product. And that's totally fine. If you're the type of consumer who's always looking for a deal, by all means. I personally myself would rather pay for a pair of Nike's shoes, for as an example, over a pair of Skechers because I just enjoy wearing the brand Nike. There's no real quality. I walk around in my shoes. You know, I'm a power lifter on the side as a hobby, but as far as like actively using the shoes for their purpose, I just walk around in them. So there's no real difference between wearing a Nike shoe and wearing a Skechers shoe. It's just what I prefer to wear. So it's the same thing with our beard oil companies. You know, if you find a brand that you want to stick behind and you like their theme and you like what they're doing and you like their oils and scents, by all means. If you have to pay $40 for that brand, so what? $40 is all relative. I mean, we go out to eat and we'll spend $40 in one meal, and that's just consumed at one time. But all of a sudden, because it's a beard oil, and their market and profit share is higher in their company, it's looked at as a negative thing, which I think is absolutely ludicrous. I mean, the market share and the profit margin for all sorts of... Let's take cologne as an example. Cologne is a humongous market and a humongous industry in health and beauty care. There are 100,000 different scents out there. There are 1,000 different companies out there. And really, in reality, it takes about this much to make a cologne product, similar to beard oil. And some are selling it for upwards of $80 to $120 a bottle. I don't personally feel there's any difference between a Burberry cologne or an off-brand cologne that you might find in a store like Kohl's. But people want to pay for the Burberry name. They want to pay for Tom Ford. They want to pay for Louis Vuitton. They want to pay for these high-quality companies because those companies have built their brand image to be that. The same goes for diamond rings. A diamond is a diamond is a diamond is a diamond. It's always the same. There's clarity. There's cut. There is, you know, I don't remember what the 4 C's are exactly, but there are different stages to a diamond. And whether that diamond is being sold at a store like Jared's or that diamond is being sold at a store like Tiffany, there's not very much difference. I would argue that I think a Tiffany diamond is better. maybe here nor there. That might not be the case, but I'm willing to pay more for the Tiffany brand because my wife loves Tiffany diamonds. So I'm willing to pay for that because that's what she likes. It's the same thing with cars. Think of a car. A car gets you from point A to point B. Why do some cars cost $14,000 and other cars cost this? You may argue luxury, you may argue style, you may argue performance, but at the end of the day, point A and point B are still the same destination and cars still get you there. But some people want to pay less and some people want to pay more. It's a social structure. And I don't think the beard companies or beard industry is any different by any means. Let me know down in the comment section your thoughts. I get that there are hundreds and hundreds of other companies out there, and I totally get that you're fine if you don't want to pay a certain price point for a beard oil. Perfectly understandable. But that doesn't mean there aren't thousands of other consumers out there that will. That doesn't mean that that person or that brand is any worse of a person or a brand than any other brand is concerned. They're just doing things differently. And if those people can get away with selling a bottle of beard oil for $40 when we have to sell 2 products to make up for their one, all power to them. You're not looking at the back end of the things that they had to do to build their brand. Some of these guys have been on the internet and marketing for the last 6 years before beard oil was even popular. And all of that work is merit. All of that work deserves something. And if they feel that their brand and their image and their product and their user experience is worth that price point and people are willing to pay for it, then it's worth it. That's what commerce is. That's what competition is. And I personally bring, the more competition, the better. It's going to force growth in the industry. It's going to force people to come out with new ideas. It's going to force people to give more care into their products. I see time and time again on Instagram and Twitter and other social media platforms, 90% of what people do are buy my stuff, 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 but they don't tell why you should buy their stuff. If you want to go out there and market yourself that you have the best beard oil scents in all of the industry, whatever, that's totally fine. However, chances are somebody else probably has something that smells better or maybe, has a little bit of a better product, but you've got to tell your story. It's not enough these days as a consumer to just want to buy a product. They've got to know why they want to buy your product. Our demographic is strong to us for Fable Beard Company. All of our adventurers are amazing. People respond really well to the stories, and we love engaging with all of our customers when it comes to our brand and video games and everything else of that nature. It's just kind of like a whole nerd culture. That's totally fine if other people are going a different direction. It doesn't affect us in any way. We are still going to continue to make out awesome products for our customers, and we're going to continue on the grind of growing a company from nothing. We started 4 months ago, and those 4 months have been such a blessing for us. We've sold about 160 products now, and every single user experience is different, and every single story and person that buys our products are unique, and that's what we love. We love the uniqueness of Fable Beard Company, and honestly, I'm really excited for the future. I think that the sky's the limit when it comes to our expansion, and I'm really looking forward to it. We're planning on coming out with a new scent in the fall, so if you're interested, be on the lookout for that. But overall, I think that's really kind of all I have to say on the subject. It's dragged on for about 15 minutes. It's going to be a pretty long video, but I hope you've stuck around, commented down in the comment section how you feel about competition and as a consumer or even as a beard oil company. I invite everybody to come and participate in this discussion. So once again, my name is Colin Gray from Fable Beard Company, where every beard has a story. If this is your first time to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well as liking the video and leaving a comment section down below because we love engaging with each and every one of you. If you would like to see more bearded tips and tricks, click on that button right there in the top right hand corner to take you to a playlist that's got all of our other stuff, as well click on this one right here, and it will take you to our weekly giveaway where you can try your hand at telling your own amazing story and winning some of our beard products every single week here on YouTube. As always, until next time, may your beard be forever blessed and treasure forever upon your door.